As Jeffrey Willis was led into court, the prosecutor describing frightening evidence found in the vehicle he allegedly used, calling Willis an extreme risk to public safety.
In a search warrant of this man's van, investigators recovered multiple syringes of a liquid that appears to be a drug or a sedative of some kind in a hidden compartment. We recovered handcuffs and a rope. In my opinion, Judge, given what was all recovered from that particular van, this was a vehicle designed to not only kidnap but also take sexually advantage of women.
Willis was arraigned on kidnapping, assault with a dangerous weapon, and felony firearms charges, all connected to the kidnapping of a 16-year-old girl back on April 16th. In an exclusive interview yesterday, the victim told 24-Hour News 8's Heather Walker about how Willis kept her in his vehicle and at one point appeared to go for a handgun before she escaped. In court, Hilson addressing the question everyone's asking, is this the only case Willis may be involved in?
Investigators are following up leads that lead to connections to not only Jessica Herringa, but also Rebecca Bletch. Those leads are being done and being taken very, very seriously.
It seems like there's a little bit of confusion on the commuters as to what is the process they need to follow.
We headed up to the roof of Mary Free Bed Rehabilitation Hospital's new building on the northeast corner of Wealthy and Jefferson with Security Chief Sines Rodriguez to get a bird's eye view of the problem. Watch as 1, 2, 3 vehicles come close to playing an unintended game of roundabout bumper cars.
They're not seeing that the outside lane is the lane that you're supposed to make a right onto Jefferson.
Under the old configuration, drivers could use both lanes to get through the roundabout, with outer lane drivers having the option to exit right. But that path led to not just a number of parallel sideswipe crashes, a lot of pedestrians, mostly Mary Free Bed employees using the crosswalks between Jefferson and Lafayette, had to dodge drivers distracted by the old lane configuration.
And so not only have one vehicle, but you had 2 vehicles of drivers that are concerned about hitting each other, not aware of the pedestrian that was in the crosswalk.
So the city worked with Mary Free Bed and some of their employees to come up with a solution. City traffic safety engineers think the new configuration will eventually eliminate dueling vehicles in the intersection, which carries about 42,000 vehicles a day. But what about the current problem? The city put up signs warning motorists of the change. From the looks of things, a lot of drivers are missing them. Officials hope time will cure that problem.
Just like with any construction detour, that first week or so is always the worst.
Jane Skydema is a Belknap Hill resident with a big house, an interest in creating a new business, and a desire to meet new people.
I have had people stay here from all over the world.
Now, Skydema doesn't exactly fit the profile of public enemy #1, but these days, that's how she's feeling.
At first I thought, oh, you got to be kidding me.
We'll get to why in a moment. It was last fall when she decided to put an extra room in her home on the Airbnb website. Then she found out she needed a Grand Rapids city license. So she wrote a $287 non-refundable check to the city for the application and licensing fee and sent it to City Hall. The city clerk who handles these applications sent someone out to inspect Skydema's home.
But you said you were operating when the clerk's office actually
Correct.
came in and they knew it?
Correct.
And they didn't stop you?
No, they didn't stop me.
Soon after, the trouble started.
I got a summons for arraignment for 2 criminal misdemeanors.
Skydema admitted guilt to a reduced charge of advertising a business without a license. No jail time, but she's out over $600 between the application fee, fines, and court costs, all over what Skydema contends was a lack of communications on the city's part. But it's how they busted her that adds insult to Skydema's injury. Seems the clerk's office sent an employee in undercover, posing as an Airbnb customer to get the goods on Skydema.
So they did it to gotcha, when all they would have had to do is send me a letter saying your application has been denied.
City Clerk Darlene O'Neill confirms there is no record of a denial letter being sent to Skydema.
It sounds like there was a miscommunication or a breakdown in communication, and I do apologize for that.
As for the undercover gotcha,
Is it that serious that the city would send somebody undercover, if you will, in to check someplace out?
Well, I wouldn't say that it's undercover.
the way O'Neill explains it, her staff checks the Airbnb websites and other places that advertise for rooms but don't have a license. But there's a burden of proof beyond those checks, and that's why they send someone from the office in.